guys, how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry for changing the time. I'm so distracted right now with so many things, but I will talk about it gradually, I guess. Oh no! Hello, mandatory carry. Sorry, Yoko, my channel is suspended, so my money is suspended as well, but keep fighting. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to hear that though about your channel. You're talking about the taboo things, like I suppose, on your channel. But well, anyway, I wanted to talk about many things, but this is a Q&A session, so you can freely ask me anything. I guess like politics or even like Japanese things to my daily life or whatever. But anyway, so today is an important day for Japanese people. Today is the day that we recognize as the day that, the World War II ended. I personally don't look at it that way because, even after this day, like this is a day that our emperor's voice went on the radio. So that's how our people got to learn that, we are no longer gonna fight, that we are surrendering. And so that's an important day for us. It's very emotional for us. But after this day, though, for example, Soviet Union still came to invade, and they took our islands, northern islands, and they haven't returned them yet, and I don't think they will. So we need to fight against it, to get them back. And and also so regarding that though, up north, Japanese, even women were fighting, against Soviet Union soldiers. And in addition to that, our Japanese soldiers back in the day, they kept fighting as our soldiers, in other countries, even to help them establish an independent country, or to, even in Vietnam and so on, which is related to, in a way, it's related to Afghanistan and Taliban situation that I see in America, actually. But anyway, hello. Nice to see you here today again. So yeah, I see all this news about Afghanistan and Taliban, and what I see is, this is a deja vu. Again, like America is doing it again. Every time America withdraw in a bad way, there comes our enemies, and they mess things up. And I'm like, the way that Biden administration is withdrawing from Afghanistan is really terrible, I must say. Like, what was all the sacrifices and blood that were shed from American soldiers? Or even like the side doesn't matter. Like, I can't believe that they're doing it. This is a deja vu of a few things, actually. I can think of 3 examples. Oh, hello, Nate. Hello, Yoko. Hope all is well. Thank you. Yes, except for heavy rain. We have this window. Like, this is not our house, but we have, we are renting this place. But there's a window on the roof, and it's actually in my room, like my studio-ish room, like gaming room, and the rain is leaking in from there. So I have to, there was a ball in my room catching the rain. So we have to call the place. But yeah, people are suffering from all this. Like, people's houses are soaked into water, like even below, up your knees and so on. Like, it's really high. So the prefecture next to mine is soaked into water. Yoko, what would be the future of Afghanistan? 20 years of nothing. Yeah, seriously. Like, I'm like, how could you do that? Like, I'm not even American, but it's like, this is crazy. So what reminds me of this withdrawal is, for example, Vietnam. America one day just just gone. And then people started to, you know how in Afghanistan there are people now that are trying to get away from the battles, you know, that they are trying to run away from the possible wounds and so on, and they want to escape, but I guess they can't, but they are escaping. But same for Vietnam, for example, Vietnam War. You know, people on the south side, they started to flee. They started to escape after America decided to withdraw. And yeah, it's the same thing over and over again. And I guess that the location doesn't help us for Afghanistan. That I thought that, I don't know how Taliban is like. I'm not familiar with issues like that. Like, it's so far away from my country, and my country has, like, we don't get involved much. So I personally don't know. I need to study more. But I'm like, what if they turn into terrorists again? And what if I don't know what they want though. So I can't say, but the threat is there. And they can, people like other powers can always take the advantage of it, like by teaming up and so forth. And I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah. And also, by America withdrawing, what reminds me of the Philippines. Once America left, China came, right? And what's worse is Tibet. You know, CIA was supporting Tibet side before, like, and they wanted to, like, the CIA does that stuff, right? And I know that many of you don't even like it, but as for Tibet, like, Tibetan people were supported by CIA back in the day. But then one day, I believe that was during a Nixon time, and they like CIA vanished, right, based on the policy of Nixon administration. And one day, like, they were just left, like Tibetan people, they were just left. And look what happened to Tibet. It's terrible, man. And it's like over and over again, like, why do you have to, like, withdraw that? Why do you vanish? You know, that's not the way to do it. And at least former President Trump knew how to withdraw, but not Biden. And I thought that Democratic Party, at least they talk about the human rights, and they never pay attention to all the lives that were taken away, or those who are going to be involved from this, you know. So it's awful. So that's what I wanted to say for that. But yeah, oh, by the way, I am in this room today because my husband is out. He is attending this ceremony due to the World War II. And our usually we have this massive gathering, you know, in Tokyo, and our emperor and others, like all these important people are there. And I guess it already finished. I don't know, but we you know, there was a siren at noon. That's when the emperor's voice back in the day aired on the radio, I guess. And yeah, so we all closed our eyes and, you know, thought of that moment. Anyway, let's read your comments. There's nothing that can be done about Afghanistan. Only people ever to conquer Afghanistan were the Mongolians. Mongolians were so strong. Like, their empire was so huge. Like, can you imagine that today? Having that broad, like, huge empire, their territory is huge. And they came to my country, actually, my prefecture. They came to my prefecture too. You know, Tsushima. Through the game, probably. Yeah. Well, what's it called? Something of Tsushima. Yeah. There's a game, right, with good graphic and so on. It's been hot in the game industry. But yeah, Tsushima was attacked by Mongolians. But actually, the Mongolian army at the time, though, it was international army. So it was Chinese and Koreans that were in that, like especially the leaders and so on. So it's not, I don't know. But yeah, they came here and they conquered that and then came to our prefecture. So our ancestors from here, they build like a fortress and so on. Okay. North Korea is starting to act up again and they smell Biden's weakness. They smell Biden's weakness. Yeah. But they were angry at America and South Korea doing the military thing together. So that's good. We should do more of that, and involve Japan. And if we can work together and exercise all these military things, then yeah, they will get threatened. It's so North Korea is so like sneaky. I feel like we all look down on North Korea, but while we are blinded by all these other things like Taliban and South China Sea and all this concentration camps in Uyghur and blah, blah, blah. Like we have lots of things to think about. And North Korea is a country that is by far weaker than we are, right? And that's our recognition. So we don't even care in a way, like we should. Like, for example, Japanese people, our people were abducted by the country and they are still there, kept there. But somehow, like we look down on North Korea, and that's how they survive, I feel. The only way positive change will ever happen in Afghanistan is if it's from inside by the people there. Yeah. Isn't it interesting that each country has each country is different. Like our people back in the day fought for us. Like they were fighting for themselves, but they were fighting for the future. So like I am here like this, right? And Americans, like your past generations fought a lot to, build the country that you have today. And same for European countries. And they're like Middle East and all these areas, they are so different. Like all this religious stuff too. Like I have no idea about like what I know is America, Canada, and South America, and then Pacific Ocean, and Japan, China, South Korea, North Korea, and Australia, and then we have like Asia, East Asia, not East, Southeast Asia, and then blank. And then Africa, and that's my understanding, and Europe. So like there is like the blank of my knowledge, and I have to do something about it. Oh, big support from Australia! Yay! Man, Australia has this funny comedian. I've been listening to her a lot lately. What's her name? She's so funny. Like maybe you guys don't like because it's so dirty. What's her name? Elena Gabriele. She's so funny. Elena. Comedian, stand-up comedian Elena Gabriele. Super funny, man. But women can relate to her jokes and so on. But anyway, Australia. Man, I want to visit Australia one day and meet Koala. Just kidding. But Australia, I feel very close to Australia because like geographically speaking too, like we are kind of close in a way. But yeah, and it's Australia is such an important country for our national security too. So I want to visit one day, but COVID-19. Man, later this month I need to go to Tokyo again for our political activities, but our number of coronavirus cases is like it's skyrocketing. It's really bad right now. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I don't. My immune system is so messed up. I have a disease, and it's basically my immune system is like attacking myself, and that's how I have inflammation. Oh man, I don't know. I need to get vaccinated. I see a silver lining with Japan's non-aggressive constitution. I'm glad the US couldn't drag your country into this madness. True. Still think it should be amended or rewrote. You feel the same? I see what you mean. It's true. It's true that there is this positive side that we can act like, we want to, join, but we can't, because blah, blah, blah. And that has been the excuse that we make. And yes, I do see the silver lining. And yes, we need to we need to revise our constitution or rewrite our own. Yes, 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 yes. Something came up in my mind and I forgot. I wanted to say something, but yeah, my country. Great question. Hi, Yoko. Why do you think Afghanistan is always in such turmoil? What do you think Trump could do to fix it if he runs in 2024? Oh, I don't. I'm afraid I don't have enough knowledge to answer that. But Trump is something, not something, someone that knows how to shift, how to have the shift. He freaking ended the war against terrorism and shift the war against China. And like, wow, right? Like, wow, like I'm still amazed that he did that. And yeah, my concern now is that Biden might be like rewriting that, But man, I don't know about Afghanistan situation much at all. So I don't know. But if Trump was in power and he he wanted to withdraw, I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't just vanish. He wouldn't make the troops vanish. He would gradually like nurture the locals and so on, and gradually withdraw to keep the balance. Like if you end something all of a sudden, then the balance changes, and when the balance changes, politics happen. Like politically bad things happen, right? So not necessarily bad, but when things are unstable, that's when things happen. So I know this is abstract, but that's due to my lack of knowledge. And but I would bet that Trump would do it like gradually. I don't know how, but yeah. I'm surprised that you guys are awake. Sorry for the time change, but this is exactly what happens whenever Democrats and rhinos control American foreign policy. This is Vietnam all over again. Yes. Isn't it ironic that they talk about, as I said, they talk about human rights all the time and they don't care about human rights, apparently, those who were sacrificed to this day and those who will be involved in the future. They don't care about that. They care about what sounds good today, right? Oh, we withdrawing from this place. Woo! Peace, peace, world peace. And I'm like, that's not how it works. Oh man. And they're gonna talk about refugees and so on too. And I'm like, who is creating the situation, Are you intentionally creating the situation that there are many refugees so that you can take them in and say that, oh, I'm nice, vote for me, that sort of stuff? Yeah. The CIA stopped supporting Tibet because in the 1980s, it was reported that they were sending the Dalai Lama weapons, military training for his girls and money. Huh? Isn't a big picture because Nixon wanted to shake hands with China so that China and Russia were getting close, and is it China and Russia? And but for that, America was getting the information about China through Tibetans, using Tibetans, and that's why they were supporting Tibetans. But then Nixon wanted to team up with China or something like that. I don't know. I need to read. I just know that, like, I support the independence of Tibet, so I just look at the Tibetan perspective. Hi. Hello from USA. Just found your channel on searching on YouTube. Searching in YouTube. Oh, cool. I guess you're from Japan. Yes. I am from Japan, and I will always be here in Japan. It's not only Japan, like Fukuoka Prefecture, my favorite hometown, and I'm also stuck home. People complain about being stuck home, like, stay home, right? Due to COVID-19, and also we are having like heavy rain, like for the past few days, and it's really bad. It's gonna start raining again tonight, so I want to go to the grocery store before it happens. But yeah. So people are stuck home, they evacuate and gather together to try to stay safe and so on. And people complain that they are stuck home, but then I'm stuck home all the time. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but Ryoko. It's not Ryoko, it's Yoko, like Yoko Ono. Did you cover the disputes near the Kuril Islands? What is the current relation between Japan and Russia? Are they in a healthy relation? I don't call them Kuril Islands. I believe you are talking about northern islands of Japan. It is Japan. And I guess politics is all about priority. So especially Abe administration, our prime minister at the time, Shinzo Abe, he was close to Russia because I guess he was looking at the bigger picture to try to contain China or North Korea war whatsoever. And so basically, Abe's approach to Russia was to help Russia economically so that our country can stand a bit beyond like upper Russia, right? But that's not how you negotiate. So it's like I remember Abe meeting Putin, and they had this what's it called, like agreement for Japan to help Russia economically or something, and people are complaining. And somehow I don't think I hear much about Putin or Russia from Suga. All we hear today, unfortunately, is all about COVID-19 situation, and so other issues, like we do hear about China too, though. But China's problem is so huge that we don't even hear about problems with Russia. It's crazy because it's not only China that invades into our territory, territorial waters and the airspace. As for our waters, of course, China is the main ones that are coming in. But for airspace, Russia comes in all the time, and our self-defense force go to, make them go away. And yeah, but somehow Japanese people never learn the lesson. And it's really bad that among the conservatives and right wings, there are many people that actually like Putin. And I'm pretty sure that's like they were brainwashed by the propaganda that, Putin in school, half naked on the horse and so on. And it's so crazy that it works. Such a stupid propaganda works, even to Japanese people. But that's how. So for Japan, the situation is bad. Things are not improving. A Ghost of Tsushima, yes, that game. Probably because the drugs Mongolians took DreamWorks. What? When politicians and bureaucrats are in charge of war, it never turns out well. Neither group knows how to win a war, and neither group is interested in winning a war. They have their own agendas. Oh, true. Yeah, they have, or rather, like they have their own positions to do their job. It's America is such a interesting country that whenever the leadership changes, like everything changes like dramatically. Like it doesn't happen in Japan. Like in our country, I don't know if it's good or bad, but things are the same whoever becomes a leader, because I guess our bureaucracy knows that, so they don't rely on politicians and do things by their own. Ghosts of Tsushima, yes. Rules of engagement. Oh yes, they weren't restricted. Yes. Okay, let's go. China said they would attack Japan if you aided any defense of Taiwan. Crazy from California. Oh, hello from California. To California. Huh, yes. It's a good sign, though, that they don't, like, China is so honest sometimes. Like, they lie and cover up many things in their words, but they're so honest. North Korea, too. That when they complain a lot when they know that it's bad for them, and it's really good. It's a good measurement for us that we can see, what works and what doesn't. So we need to seriously defend Taiwan. I think our administration right now is very, interested in protecting Taiwan. Does Japan still have restrictions on military size? Oh, I don't know about size, but I know about the budget. We don't have enough budget to do anything. We can't even have missiles. Like when our self-defense force wants to practice things, like by real bullets and so on, we don't have enough of those resources. So we do have the system, but inside it's empty or only one or something. So I don't know how. I actually know how we are in a safe condition, and that is thanks to America. We are under America's nuclear umbrella, and also there are US military bases. And of course, at first, we didn't like it, right? Like, we lost the war and there are consequences. We get that, but it's really weird that other countries' military base is there and it's their land for some reason. And it's weird, but that's how we are protected. And, although right wings and conservatives complain, even leftists actually, leftists want America to go away the most, because just like Afghanistan or Vietnam or Tibet, like they want them Americans go so that China can take over. They're working for China. So yeah, but we are protected by America, man, and we don't have to get our hands dirty. And that's something that Trump didn't like, right? So it's not just Trump though. I kept hearing that sort of stories from actually Pentagon and also what Seventh Fleet, like in the Pacific, they have this military or navy or military center, right? And our expert is friends with like that base and also Pentagon. And yeah, like why aren't Japanese people fighting for their own country? And that's the complaint that we kept hearing from America. So anyway, I see super chat somewhere. Oh, Max Resist, thank you for super chat. Press Putin strongman, USA, USA. Yeah. It's so loud. Hello. Thank you for the super chat. USA, USA. I wish Japan had that sort of chant. We don't have that. Nippon, Nippon, or something like that. We have that, but yeah. Putin never ages. He sort of did, but there's this conspiracy theory or internet meme that like Biden, no, it's not Biden. It was Obama and Putin's comparison. And Obama aging like so much in the 8 years, right? Like white hair, I mean gray hair and so on, and wrinkles, and Putin same. That was so funny. But man, there are so many people standing up against Putin though in Russia. But then I don't know if those people are good, because yes, like it's important to fight against the current power, like especially when seen from other countries, but like when the enemy is not good for you, right? Yeah, like we need to defeat that. But then I'm like, what's going to happen next though? Like what if the leader is worse? That's always something that we have to think about, which reminds me that I found this stand-up comedian. I watch a lot of stand-up comedian now, like recently, because it's good for my health, especially in the gut. I'm so serious that I'm fighting inside of me all the time. So I started to watch comedy so that I can release stuff, right? Anyway, his name is, was it Kayvon or something? So good. He is so good. I think it's Kayvon. Wait, Vaughn, yeah. K as in K Vaughn. This dude. This dude is so funny, so good at what he does, right? And then I went to his YouTube page, and he turns out to be on the right side. This guy, can you see? Kayvon comedy. Yeah, he's one of the videos that I saw. He was talking about like political correctness and so on, and he was on point and making good points. And he has this show. I don't know how, maybe it's weekly. He has a show too, and talking about Biden. And it's good, but at the same time, I did feel a bit of a threat from him because he keeps accusing Biden, right? And it's good. It's important to talk about Biden, especially like after Cuomo quit and so on. I mean, resigned. And I get that, but at the same time, I'm like, Biden is bad, but I feel like by pushing Biden away, things can get worse by that. So like, I'm not American, so I don't know, but that's part of what I'm thinking. Okay, anyway, let's go up and catch. Oh, yeah, here. witnessing the end of American empire and the emergence of a China-Russia alliance. Yeah, you are right. Russia will never return the islands because they could be turned into a U.S. military base. Yeah, true or not true. I don't know. I don't know if those could be America, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that our country would try to, put some missiles and so on there to protect our country at least. And yeah, isn't it interesting that people like leftists complain about America's leadership in the world? Like Obama's words, like America is no longer the police of the world and so on. And Trump was sort of in like, but Trump was kind of confusing for me because his policy was America first. But I'm pretty sure that he would have kept America number one in the world. So, but what I'm talking about is that what I'm trying to say is American leftists speak very negatively about America, and how America is. Even though they agitate wars, they do think about America going into war very bad and so forth. But today's world order is like this thanks to America, like it or not. Like there are many problems, but as a big picture, like we are here today because of America's presence and their power in the world, right? And we love that, right? Like everyday life, especially in developed countries, we love that. Like we are happy, right? Like I don't know, I can't speak about other regions, for example, like Southeast Asia. I have no idea, but for like America, Japan, Australia, the UK and Europe and like all these places, like we are happy for the most part. And it's because of America's presence and leadership. And somehow, even though leftists are so in such a peaceful state, and that's why they can say whatever the hell they want in politics and so on, they never like they take it for granted, is what I'm trying to say. So it's very interesting. Good sense of humor in Australia. Yeah, one of my professors in university was Australian. Hi Yoko, COVID cases are rising in Japan and people are blaming the Olympics. Are they? Do you think conducting the Olympics was a mistake? And she said, thank you. I don't think it has anything to do with the Olympics. There were some cases related to the Olympics, but it's rather the timing of things. I think the Delta, I don't know the word, but the new kind in COVID. And also we started to get vaccinated. So I guess what I'm feeling is that some people don't understand how vaccinations work. And it's not that vaccination will not prevent you from getting COVID, right? Like it only reduces what we know is that it reduces the conditions of going war like heavily bad, right? So like you don't die basically, like you can have your life even if you get COVID and so on. But I guess that people misunderstand how it works, and so people started to go out. And also we are tired of COVID. We're doing the stay home policy, and people are just tired and frustrated. Even I am frustrated, and I do want to go play. And especially younger generations, like in the 20s and so on, they go play like no problem. Like, wow, at least they are wearing masks and so on. And we're like, our hygiene is so good in Japan, so that's better than nothing. Oh man, the weather is going bad now. But But yeah, I see on Twitter, for example, like I have gamer friends from like younger generation, like teenagers and in those who are in the 20s, and they are just going to like freely going around in the city, and they're visiting their parents, no, actually grandparents, place and so on. Even though the government is trying, is saying not to. So yeah, but what I see though is that our vaccination is it started with elderly generation, and at the same time like medics and so on, and those who engage in like service and so on, like occupational priority. So that's how it started. So usually like fundamentally it's like elderly people, and now we see what's going on with the cases, and elderly people do get um do get COVID, but they don't, their condition doesn't get worse, and it's those who are in the 40s or so that go into this critical condition. So what can be led from that is that the vaccination does work. So that's what I'm saying. So I guess that time will heal the whatever is happening. Man, I hope it must. Oh yeah, Delta variant is how you call it. How the mask mandates increased or decreased, or have mask lockdowns never been an issue in Japan? Nothing is mandatory here. It's everything is a request, and so we have never had actual lockdowns that our politicians tell us or ask us to stay home, and that's it. So I I don't know if the government is serious about ending this spread in Japan, then they have to go into lockdowns, I guess. But then, like, for how long, and how can we survive? Man, it's all because of economy. We don't want to kill the economy, so that's why we are like loose on things. But yeah, and if we do lockdowns though, it's, man, I can't even think of like right or left. It's so mixed, in Japan, that people do want lockdowns, but yeah, but people want freedom too. Like, it's the left that want lockdown because they were going, like, whatever they are saying in Japan is always trying. They're just only trying to go against what the government is saying. So their policy is not coherent, So they do want lockdowns, but at the same time, extreme left, they don't want. It's weird because it's an extreme left that would want lockdowns, but they are the ones that are opposing to lockdowns because it's human rights. So, oh, my husband is home. He doesn't know that I'm here in the living room. I should have messaged him earlier. Hello. 時間がずれたからです。20 minutes to go. Okay. Yapa-chan, so insightful. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, actually, I have to go in 15 minutes. Okay. I share concerns with you about certain groups coming back into power since embodying is weak in many parts of the world. Yeah. Russia is actually thinking of leasing the Cuban Islands to Chinese investors. No. China would love to have access to a naval port right off the north coast of Japan. Yeah, China. Man, China is everywhere. So China, it has been a problem in Japan that they are CCP or China or Chinese people. They are buying our lands, especially in Hokkaido, like the north part of Japan. They have bought our lands and waters, and so that became a problem. And I believe that our country made laws about it so that they can't do that anymore. But yeah, they want to take over Japan. Man. It's discussing how they use women's rights to justify their wars. Imperialism masquerading as altruism. It's always been about controlling resources. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like they come up with whatever justification. They are creative. I know that they are creative. Isn't it interesting that we can all see through it? Yoko, are you a fan of the Dalai Lama? He is hated by China with a passion. I know. I know. Like it's in China, I think that Tibetan Buddhism is thought to be evil. So like he's the enemy of China. Like that's how the education is. But it's for me, I am a fan of His Holiness, and also it's like for Tibetan people, what His Holiness the Dalai Lama is just like how our emperor is to us, I believe. So like I always respect him, and the Dalai Lama custom. So yes, it's something that sort of things is something that's difficult to verbalize. Trump would not have evacuated American troops, leaving behind many millions of dollars of high-tech American equipment in the field for the Taliban to take and use against the Afghan government. Yeah. Biden did that though? They're leaving those things behind? I saw the news of like American people evacuating, but that'd be awful. That's like deja vu, seriously. Yoko, how does Japan feel about Yoko Ono? She's not well liked in America since she broke up the Beatles, which means you're the best, Yoko. Thank you. Politically speaking, we don't like Yoko Ono. That's why I really want her to stop using her name. First, she breaks up the Beatles. Next, she turns into this leftist, But I think so. At the bottom of her heart, she's just a good person, but she doesn't know politics, and she writes a letter to Prime Minister, however. Oh, man. Because I think that she sided with Sea Shepherd back in the day. Like, she doesn't know our custom here. I'm like, goodbye, whatever nationality that you have. Beatles. But I believe that Yoko Ono took John Lennon? Yeah. To Yasukuni Shrine. And that's where he was inspired to write the song Imagine. So that's what I hear. And I don't know if it's true, but I hear that. Yeah, Yoko Ono took John Lennon to Yasukuni Shrine and then Imagine. And Yoko Ono is actually the cousin of our conservative man, very, very old now, but yeah. So it's very interesting. The contrast is very interesting. Would you like to spend a year in Japan? Oh, you should. Think of a place in Tokyo. Would you agree with Tokyo, or would you suggest a different city? Depends on how you come, though. If you want to study here and go to some university or whatever in Tokyo, then that will work. But if you come here as a grown-up, like adult, to have a job or something, then it's gonna be very expensive in Tokyo. Like the rent and everything will be very difficult to pay. But if you teach English or something, then I bet that the pay is good though. I don't know. I personally do not like Tokyo. Like I like to visit sometimes to do our jobs there, but I would never want to live in Tokyo. It's too crowded and it's like I never feel rested there. And also I'm afraid of the earthquake. The huge one will come in Tokyo, like it will come. We just don't know when. And for example, my prefecture, Fukuoka, it's safe. We do have some plates, but I don't think that it will cause much. And yeah, so I would, Japan has lots of natural disasters. So I would think about, think about where to live from that perspective as well. Yeah, like we have flood and heavy rain and earthquake and typhoons and it's been crazy for the past several years. Like seriously, it's something is wrong or off. It's so bad and people are dying. And yeah, and I blame that to CCP. People like Greta, for example, from Sweden. She attack people like her. I mean, she's the symbol, and there are many brains around her, obviously. But people like leftists always blame developed countries for ruining the earth, but actually CCP is doing the majority of that. Like developed countries, we have technology. So for example, emissions of cars, it's very small, right? But when I went to India, actually, in 2019, there's so many cars with lots of emission, and like I kept coughing, and I got actually sick there. I don't want to remember. Like he suffocates me when I think about it. Oh, it's so bad, and my eyes were burning and so on. It was so bad, man. And I'm pretty sure the same in India. No, India. No, CCP led China. The air was so bad with PM 2.5. Oh man, and it's ironic that because of COVID-19, the environment became kind of better. The cleaner air and so on. We have to stop CCP for that too, for environmental issues as well. So that's something that I want to call. Actually, I want to cooperate with the leftists in America or Europe or elsewhere, that we need to stop CCP's destructions of the earth. So that's something that I think that for that, even we could team up with Biden administration. Like we can push the administration to the right side by that. So yeah. こんにちは。いつも面白いオピニオンです。シェアします。ありがとうございます。Hi, I am from Afghanistan. Wow! Wow, are you safe? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait. The comment. This girl has no idea what she's talking about. I have no idea. Like I said, I have no idea. But what I know is that when America vanished, bad things happen. Like I don't like I'm a Japanese person, and we have our own country from the beginning. So I don't know about other countries, especially all those places around there that I have no knowledge of. Like it's history of history, like all these religions and everything combined, and I have no idea. And it's really, America went there, and I'm like, why are they there? That's so weird to me. And my like Japanese people's sense would be that it's bad to go there, but they did, and we are living under the circumstances, like consequences. So like we have to think about what to do with that premise. So like it or not. And actually there are so many comments. I'm gonna rush down. Today is a very important day for Japan and India. Today we got independence from Britain, and Japan steps forward towards democracy. But do you celebrate this day to see this as a dark chapter? Japan always had democracy, man. It's a brainwashing that you got. That Japan was always like, we had the prosperity and amazing culture and history, and we have peace, but then we were threatened by America first. Perry came in with a military force and threatened us, and it all started around there. And since then, the Western nations became our threat. So we had to Westernize ourselves. So we started to have the constitution, military, and whatsoever. And we had to fight against Western nations physically. And whatever you hear about the post-war, like post-World War II Japan society, especially America teaches us that, oh, America rebuilt Japan. No, we constructed our country by our own. America wanted to contain us, just like, today they're trying to contain China with us, right? But the threat that America was seeing at that time is Japan will be dangerous for America, because they were in the middle of propaganda by CCP and not CCP, but like Chinese Communist and Soviet Union people. So they were brainwashed at the time. Oh, Japan is bad. Japan is bad. So that's what they believed. So they wanted to actually, it's not the rebuild, but America at the time, especially led by the Democratic Party, they wanted to dissolve Japan, Japanese culture and Japanese strength, and they wanted to, basically they wanted to colonize, but they couldn't, so they they occupied us and so forth. But anyway, so basically, I don't know, it's a dark chapter. It's just the consequence of us losing the war. So we should have won the war. But again, if we did win, our country was already influenced by socialism at the time. So there were socialists on the right side too. So it doesn't simply mean that if we want to think if Japan had won, things might have been different. But yeah, it might have been different in the wrong way, So yeah, that's what I think. Socialism is so dangerous. It was affecting America and Japan. So that's why we are oh man, it's so weird that Japan and America, we are in such a similar situation right now, same timing as well. Oh man. Oh man, I need to go in 2 minutes. Drive-out comedy, yes. Such a fun channel. You should all subscribe to that channel. Good ones, a lot of good comedy. I'm surprised that I can understand the majority of the content though, my English level. Very interesting. Your English is very standard, not like the guys I met before. That's good news. I watch a lot of American people speak. I watch a lot of TV show from America, and also I listen to lots of interviews on YouTube. I'm into self-development and entrepreneurship, and yeah. Because I used to be such a depressed person. I always have to brainwash myself into a positive mind, or else if I stop, my inner talk is so evil and so such a critic that I can't stand myself. So it's good afternoon. It's past 2. Oh man, I need to go. Yeah, I need to go before it starts raining. I need to go to the grocery store to get whatever I can, as much as I can before it rains, because we don't have a car. It's awesome though that everything is in walking distance. That's what's cool about Japan, that we don't need cars unless you're living in the countryside. Okay, wait. Do I see super chat? Wait. Okay. Trump turned into Israel first and American second. Yeah, I hear stuff like that. It's very difficult though, because you do need votes. There are lots of Jewish Americans, right? And there's so many good comments. Sorry, I couldn't pick all up. Wait, super chat. Yeah, this one, and then this one, Rocky. Thank you for super chat. Have you heard of political and musical YouTuber Johnny Massacre? If so, what do you think of him? I enjoy him. You love your videos. Thank you. No, I've never heard of him. Johnny, I'm gonna Google him. This one. Huh. It's my first time seeing him, I guess. There was somebody that was singing on YouTube, but I guess it's different. Is it a different guy? I will look into that later. Thank you for recommending me. Oh, and super sticker. Thank you. Sorry, I'm using StreamYard, so it doesn't show the sticker. But yeah. The most appropriate type of daily life for me was a day-by-day word distraction and peace. What's the most difficult and abnormal state to live in? Deep, Yukio Mishima. Okay, so I'm gonna go now, guys. Thank you for coming out. Sorry I couldn't read everything. I try my best, but I stick to every comment, so like I couldn't get the bottom ones. Sorry for that. Yep. Yes, Japan's air is the best. It's the best. Like, I remember being in India and I seriously wanted the clean air. Like, I didn't think that there comes a day that I think about stuff like that. No stay. Oh, thank you. I wanted to. I downloaded some video games on PS4 and I wanted to live stream that, but my video capture card is somehow not working, and I guess that I need a proper computer for gaming, and then so that I could do that. But yeah, lots of things to think about in politics too, though. I might live stream later with my husband talking about what we have done so far in this year. There are so many activities that we've done regardless of this COVID-19 situation. My name is not on the front because I support my husband instead of me going like, yeah, I'm running Miyako doing my stuff, you know. But we did accomplish a lot of stuff, so yeah. You're awesome, Yoko. Stay safe, and I hope you get something tasty from the store. Thank you. Yeah, speaking of which, I'm hungry. So, do a live stream in both Japanese and English. That's going to be so difficult, though. I want to. That would be ideal, but my personality is a little bit different in, like, depending on the language, too. make a Twitch account and play games. I should do that. What? The technical stuff is the thing that's hard for me, like hooking up stuff and yeah. I need a friend, like I need a gamer friend like locally, I think, who can help me out with all the wiring and so forth. But I don't have anybody. I only have my husband and our friend, like one friend here, and others are in Tokyo. Yeah. My husband, no, he has before twice, but he quit. And no, he have never been elected, but and he's now he's like a fixer now, like the guy behind the curtain, even though it's apparent that it's him. Oh, man. Make another Freedom Book account as well. Huh? What does that mean? Twitch, haha. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stay, but my husband is home eating ice cream. And I'm gonna join him, I guess. So, yep. Thank you guys so much for watching, and konnichiwa. Oh, I need to go though. Did I? Yeah, I think I saw the super chat too. Okay, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I always appreciate it. Like I appreciate every single one of you for coming out each week. Thank you. OFB. Oh, okay. I'll look into that. Thank you for telling me all these things. Okay, good night. You guys are, for the majority of you, it's good night, right? Good night. Okini. I'll have a good day. Okay, so I'm gonna cue the outro and go. So thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.